Greetings, everyone. Welcome back for episode 3 of Legends of the League Paradise here. And I am joined this week by my very special guest, the Vice President of Marketing for Curse Gaming, Donovan Duncan. Sir, how are you doing today? And thank you for joining us.
I'm great. How are you?
Doing awesome. So starting off, let's get a little bit about you personally. Give us a little bit of your personal background. Who is Donovan Duncan?
Well, I started in gaming probably early 90s. Played all kinds of stuff. I'd say really the first big online game I played was Ultima Online. I ran some web properties for that. I was super involved in the community. Long story short, that really started getting me into the scene and working with different companies, different groups, of course focusing on PvP, focusing on websites and trading platforms and all kinds of stuff. So that was definitely the game that started it all for me.
That's awesome. Cool. And give us a little bit more about where you currently live, your age, and then if you could, how did you get involved in Curse?
Sure. I'm 29. I live in San Francisco. I just moved here about a year ago. It's a lovely place. I got involved with Curse about 4 or 5 years ago. I actually owned a couple of websites, and Curse contacted me. Uber, our CEO, liked a couple of the different things I was doing, and wanted to see if we could work together, and told me his story. I was all about it. I said, "That's fantastic. Let's definitely do this." So I joined the company then, and at the time I was working as a contractor, helping out with search engine optimization, and then that turned into a content position as I started opening more sites under the Curse brand, and then eventually I became the vice president of marketing. So now I'm in charge of design, our eSports projects, of course, content, marketing, and then product for the company as well.
I was going to say, and there's a lot of that going on right now between all of the different sites that you guys have under the Curse banner. And then also, I believe it was back in June of this year, you just relaunched the YouTube channel, Curse Entertainment, and have all the different kinds of varieties of videos that you guys going on there. With all these different projects, all these different sites, what's a typical day like working with Curse? What do you do daily?
It's busy. We're a great company to work for. It's I like to say, a lot of days I'll come in and I have nothing to do in the morning, and then all of a sudden 500 things happen, and it's like the busiest day ever, and I'm here for 14 hours. But I love it, and I think most of the people that work for Curse, have the same experience. There's a lot of really exciting things that are going on. This year was great for us. You mentioned YouTube. Yeah, that was a brand new initiative, something that had never been done before that we started. That we've really turned into something extraordinary. We've kind of changed the landscape in YouTube with our partner program. We're getting into esports, and again, it's something that we're doing different than anyone else in the world. So there's really a lot of opportunity at Curse to kind of add your flavor to things, but then really create products and services for the community and for gamers that no one else is even coming close to touching, because they either don't get it or they don't have the the resources and the experience that Curse does.
Makes sense. And you touched a little bit on esports there. Now, we just saw the Season 2 championship happen. Amazing numbers. I think it was 8.2 million unique viewers. Simply incredible. What role does League of Legends play in Curse's overall plan with these numbers, and what Riot has planned moving forward?
Sure. So certainly League of Legends is one of the biggest esport titles out there right now. Everybody loves it. It's easy to get into, hard to master. It's kind of the perfect balance of what people need to really fall in love with the game. In addition to that, it's super exciting to watch, and a lot of the things that you see some of the professional streamers doing are things you can go and practice and do. So it's like a level of achievability and attainability for players that they can watch a pro and then go play the same game, which is pretty cool, right? So we think that's going to continue to grow. We think that esports and League of Legends are going to continue to be really big successes into the next years, with Riot taking over the league and really professionalizing and creating something here that's never been done before. We see it as a great investment for us. So we're pretty much full tilt going all in here on League of Legends. We have a pro team here in the U.S. We have one in Europe. We have a house here. We're finalizing a deal for our house in Europe. We're adding several other teams next year. not necessarily for just League of Legends, but for other titles. So we think esports is just going to continue to expand, and we're definitely going to be number one in pushing forward that momentum and helping companies and working with companies to make sure that everything we do is successful.
Makes total sense. And you just did mention a lot of the investment, I guess you could say, that you've put into esports with the team house here, Europe, and all the teams that you are going to be, I guess, adding in the next year. Right. Here is a great question that stems off from that. You guys have obviously invested a lot of money into the team house, into your plans for the future. What's the way that you guys are supporting this? Are you actually putting the money in out of your own pockets? I know that you guys... I know recently, actually, you were on the executives with the guys from Complexity, and you had talked about possibly looking into getting a lifestyle sponsor as well. Right. What is the update there? And tell us a little bit about how this is being funded.
Sure. So, we are planning on spending about $2 million on this project over the next year and a half. We don't think we're going to make a lot of that back just because esports is still very new. A lot of the big lifestyle sponsors still look at this and they don't understand the numbers. It's something where you show them a stream and they're still not understanding exactly how many people are watching it. So I think we've seen that kind of come back a little bit already, and we've heard that certainly from some of the big lifestyle sponsors that we've approached. But that said, we've also had a lot of interest from some of the different companies. We're pretty close to getting a few more deals that we think are really going to help make the program a success. Right now, though, we have a couple great sponsors. Like Logitech has been fantastic and phenomenal, and they're great to work with, and they help us a lot. We've gotten a couple other sponsors in Gunner and things like that. But a lot of the money is from streaming revenue. So the guys that are there, we rent them a really cool house. We plan events and things for them to go to, and post YouTube videos and hype up all the cool things that they're doing. And of course, people can watch that live, and then we monetize the user base that's watching the streams.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool. And you guys have some really great, I guess you could say, personalities as well. Of course, 2 episodes ago, we had Civ HD, who works with you guys as well here on this show. So really cool stuff. Looking forward to seeing what you guys have coming up. And speaking of what's coming up, we have MLG Dallas next week, right around the corner. Give us some details. What should we expect from the Cursed League of Legends team at Dallas?
Oh, we're gonna win, of course.
Oh, well.
Yeah, our guys have been practicing like crazy. They've been working really hard. They're actually in China right now at an event. When they get back, I think they've got 4 or 5 days before before MLG, and they're gonna crush it. They're gonna work really hard. They're becoming a really well-oiled machine. They're certainly one of the top teams out there, and I think it's time for them to really do well in an event. There hasn't really been one that that they've been able to shine at. They did pretty good at PAX. I think that they certainly could have done better, but they at that point only been in the house like a month. Now they've had a couple months to be in there, be practicing, spend a lot of personal time together, where you really you develop that understanding about how your teammate's going to respond to a certain action in game or whatnot. But I think we're there, so I would be surprised if we didn't take top couple spot at MLG.
Nice. Okay, one other thing that I've seen on Reddit quite a bit over the last couple of days, and I know this is kind of springing this one on you here, but we've seen that Voyboy CLG just left. There's a lot of talk on Reddit if Curse would be interested in looking at him. Any information there? Will that depend on how things go at Dallas, or has the idea even come up?
Well, we certainly want to never seal off any options. Our goal is to have a really good team, and also a group of guys that are able to help create content and really understand the value of the community. And we look at a lot of things. We look at player professionalism, player interaction with communities at events. If I see our team, for example, not out shaking hands and smiling and taking pictures with fans, that would be a big deal for us. So we kind of look at all that stuff. Of course, gameplay is certainly important. Voyboy's a great guy, fantastic player. Nothing's on the table, nothing's off the table. It's always something that we're going to be looking at. Like, we always are going to be improving our team. This is a professional organization, just like any any pro team. And if stuff makes sense, we'll pull the trigger on it. If it doesn't, we won't.
Awesome. And that, I guess, leads us into the next big endeavor, which is Season 3. It is on the horizon, is right around the corner. What's coming next for Curse? Is it specific new programming with the guys? I know we have the Curse TV project.
Right.
What's coming next for Curse with Season 3 approaching?
Well, I think, if you've been watching the streams for the past couple months, you've probably noticed a vast and significant improvement over the course of, like I said, the last 60 days. The guys are getting better. They're getting better at streaming. They're better players. They're more presentable. I think you're going to really see that start to drive home in the next couple months. Our plan is for quality, scheduled content. We want to get all of our teams, not just for League of Legends, but really all of our teams, trained up to a point where they're engaging the community on their streams. They're doing exciting giveaways. They're working hand in hand with the managers and the content people here at Curse, but also able to respond to community requests a little bit quicker. So our guys should be able to do a lot more Q&As and community-oriented events on their streams. So I think the point there is I think what you're going to see is just a much better product in regards to our streaming moving forward. It's going to be a much more enjoyable watch. There's going to be a lot more activities and happenings going on. As far as anything outside of that, absolutely. You're going to see a European team and a European house set up from us here in the next couple months. That will be very, very close to what you see here in the U.S., but obviously with a European team, and allow our European fans someone to root for. Half of our traffic is in Europe, half is in NA. So it's as important to us to have a strong group of guys over there that people can really get behind. So you'll also see that, and then I think we're going to do a much better job of really pushing LOL Pro, which is our guide website, where all the guides are written by our pro players and pro players on our team, and also other pro players. So we're going to do a lot more integration with our players and that website. We really want to get people who love our guys and who love the teams and who think they're good players reading those guides and understanding exactly the thought process that went into creating them. So we're going to kind of leverage their knowledge to create better content for the community in that aspect also.
Awesome. Saying community quite a bit there, and just like with VVV Gaming, of course, which I'm a part of, we are very big about community. You guys are as well. You have all these different sites, MMO Champions, LoL Pro, and you just did the merger with Leaguepedia. Give us some details. How did that merger come about, and what are the plans for that site?
Well, we have been talking with Matt over there for some time. Anytime you get a significantly large website, more and more things happen that make it very, very difficult for someone who's just running a 9-to-5 and also trying to run a site. Server management's a pain in the butt. Getting specifically on wikis, getting modules installed that the community can get behind and can use is difficult. Security is a concern. Keeping the site online when there's massive spikes. For the finals, the site was getting thousands of requests a second. I mean, it's really hard to have the infrastructure to set that up. So it's one of the things we do well. We have the largest vBulletin and largest IPB websites in the world. We also have one of the largest wikis outside of of course Wikipedia in the world. So we have a lot of guys who are really, really smart, and they know how to help that side of things. So we have been talking with the team there, and we talked a little bit about how they could help us, how we could help them, and it just made a lot of sense. So they joined, I think it's about 3 weeks ago now, and so far so good. Everybody's super happy. We were able to set aside some money for those guys to be able to attend all the big events, which is I think going to result in much better coverage and statistics on the wiki for the users and the community, of course. And then we've got some plans to actually help them with a lot of the templating and things like that on the site as well. So the experience is going to be a lot better, just because we were able to bring some things to the table that were able to help those guys out quite a bit. And like I said, of course, the data should be marginally better once we're able to get them to all the big events next year.
Awesome. Donovan, I know that you're a busy man. I got one final question for you before I let you go. What is at least one exciting new thing that Curse is planning in the future that you guys haven't done that we, as the community, can look forward to?
Ooh, at least one, huh? I think that I think that we have some ideas next year. We just had our executive retreat where we had a lot of the department heads in the company sit down and think about what we can really bring to the table to change the landscape and to provide people with what they're looking for. And I think that our focus next year on esports is going to be pretty intense. But one of the ideas we talked about is really making some more esports centric websites. So it's still very very early on, but I think definitely next year there'll be something pretty exciting from esports from us. And then again, if you're a fan of one of our teams, or you like our pro players or our guys, I think that's going to be a much better experience too. So I would say those are two big things that as the community and as a League of Legends fan, you should be pretty excited for next year.
Dude, that is awesome. Really exciting to hear that. Before you go, any shout outs that you'd like to give?
No, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Donovan, you are the man. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this interview with us. And thanks to the community for taking the time to watch. If you have any feedback for me, please paradise@vv-gaming.com. Let me know. If you have anybody that you'd like to see on the show in the future, leave it in the comments section below. And we will see you back here next week for the next episode. Again, Donovan, thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day, man.
Thanks, Jason.